guys, it's our final day here in Geneva. It has been a blast, and we thought we'd just recap our thoughts of this amazing, adventurous, amazing week and a whirlwind of beautiful watches you've been able to see.
Yeah, we've spent hours and hours at Pal Expo at Watches and Wonders, and we've run around town at a bunch of different hotels where a lot of smaller brands are showcasing as well, and we've seen so much cool stuff. So we're going to go over some of our favorite individual watches and one brand we each think has done really well. So the first watch I wanted to highlight was the Cartier Tank Louis, and I think it is amazing tuxedo dial that it has come out with, and it really was a showstopper when I saw it. I was like, if I could take one thing home, just slip this in my pocket real fast.
Yes.
That was like, don't mind me. It was with the black enamel in the middle and the diamonds on the outside. It is just a beautiful overall piece, and I think it's a really cool take on the Cartier tank, which has seen so many different iterations over the years. I'm so glad they're still innovating and not just kind of resting on their basic colors or their basic configurations.
Exactly right. It's one of those things where there's so many tanks that have been out there before. How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it, aesthetically pleasing without just being a remake of something? And with the tuxedo, just adding those diamonds, just having the enamel in the center, just kind of made it a little bit different. And in person, very not hard to try to swipe the card immediately. Of course, you couldn't, but that's a good pick. That's a good pick to start out. I would say my first pick. Has to be the JLC Duometre series. They revamped the whole Duometre line. Big fan of the Duometre line. They just kind of made it a little bit more smooth, a little more thinner, domed crystal, much more wearable. Three different models, but I would have to go with the Duometre chronograph moon, let's say the salmon with platinum, let's go all the way. I just think it is refined to perfection. It looks beautiful. It gives you everything you want from Duometre. It really is the watchmaker's brand and is a watchmaker's watch from that brand. JLC just came, and what I love, it was something nobody was expecting, so you weren't even thinking of it, but it's such a pleasant surprise. So I think it's going to do amazingly well for them. And if when these finally get into boutiques and stores, definitely a watch you want to put on the wrist if you're a big Duometre fan. This is a piece you've been waiting for many, many years.
Yeah, I really liked how their display was as well. You could really go up close and see the watches. They weren't behind glass. They were really on display very well, and it really was a good combination of functionality and form where they were really great complications and great watchmaking, but also very, very good in wearability as well.
Yeah.
So my second pick was the Angelus Instrument de Vitesse, and the cream ivory dial really caught my attention. Cartier had a great mono pusher chronograph, but this mono pusher chronograph was the one I fell in love with when I put it on my wrist. It was just a beautiful vintage styling with the raised numerals. Overall, it just was a wonderful color scheme, and I love seeing small brands being able to do stuff outside of the box to attract customers. It's really great to be able to see so many different brands here at the event, and it just really blew me away when I saw it.
Yeah, and Angelus is such a storied brand, but I love that, they're keeping it fresh, they're keeping it young while also paying tribute to the things they've done in the past. Really nice limited edition series. I think, if they're not sold out already, they're going to be sold out very, very fast. I think 25 pieces in each color. Really great on the wrist, look good on my, big Hawken wrist, look good on your wrist as well. That's a great choice. As soon as I saw them in the window, I was like, please can we just get our hands on them? And yeah, those are one of the best looking mono pushers I've seen in a while. Really, really good piece. Next up from me, I'm gonna piggyback your Cartier and go the new Santos Dumont. It's hard to pick which color, but let's go with the gray and rose gold. I just think color-wise beautiful. You have kind of that lacquer enamel inlay on the metal itself. It's just a great looking watch, and again, a great refresher to a line that's already there. Just give me something a little different, a little aesthetically unique. It came in blue, it came in green, but something with the gray and the gold. It really just, I don't know, it barks up my tree, if that makes sense. And definitely a watch that I could see, you could wear it on a beautiful day like you have today. You could wear it to work, you could wear it out, but just a watch you could have a lot of fun with. And Cartier really just swung for the fences this year and did a good job as usual.
Yeah, I really loved how the color flowed from the dial to the strap. It was just beautiful harmony of that. You don't always see, you may get a green dial and a green strap, but they don't really look like they belong together. But
Yeah.
these really met each other well, and I was really impressed with those. And speaking of green, my third favorite release that I saw was probably a Vacheron Constantin, the Overseas, the green dial, which was only shown on yellow gold, but that's pretty
Yes.
much the perfect pairing in my opinion. And Vacheron had a darker forest green to their pieces, and when we saw it from far away, we're like, it looked just like a black dial. So we're like, what
Exactly.
are these doing at the front of their exhibition? But when
Yes.
you get up closer, you see the sheen and the beautiful reflection of the green. And I really thought they did a great job having their own shade of green and doing it their way. And it looked great in the chronograph and the time only and in the dual time as well. It was just great.
Yeah, and I love that they didn't just release it in one model, right? They didn't just say, hey, let's do green dial, but let's do it in just one rose gold and super complication. Let's release a whole line with green dials in precious metal to give people options to choose from, help a little bit with availability as well. So you'll be able to, of course, it'll be a little bit tough to get pieces, but at least there'll be a little bit of variety in what you'll be able to get, what you'll be able to try to hunt out there. And they're good looking watches. Overseas was already a great looking piece. So this is just a cherry on top. And I think those, again, will do very, very well for them. Let's not even talk about the crazy, crazy, super complicated pocket watch they came up with. We'll talk about that in the next episode. So my third watch, I gotta talk about Moser. They just keep on killing it. And this year, oh, man, let's talk about the Streamliner Tourbillon Skeleton. The Streamliner platform, when it came out a few years ago, really shook up the world in terms of a new sports watch, a new look, a new feel for a bracelet, and everything like that. But the question is, is it going to be a one-hit wonder? What are you going to do with that platform? And I think they've proven time and time again that they know how to use that platform very, very well. Now with the Skeleton Tourbillon, it is just perfect. A beautiful skeletonized movement that is very, very readable, but still, the movement was done very, very well. And that tourbillon is just ticking away. Nice big tourbillon. Again, very, very readable. Looks great in that Streamliner case. It was made for it. Nothing looks out of place. Everything is super balanced. And I think that's important for skeletonized movements. Sometimes it looks a little out of place. You're trying to force something in there. You could tell this was very, very well thought out on the wrist. It's a Streamliner, so it feels like butter, and it was very, very hard for me to take that watch off. Price not too crazy, I believe it was under 80 or just around 80,000 as well. So for a skeletonized tourbillon on a bracelet, really, really where you want it to be. And yeah, Moser, again, just killing it, and definitely a watch I'm excited to see in the wild.
Yeah, I really loved most of the Streamliner releases, and the Tourbillon Skeleton really feels like the icing on the cake for
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And I love when integrated bracelet watches like that come out with their skeletonized dial because they're already kind of a full metal shade of gray, and
Yes.
it just flows right into the skeletonized movement there, and it looks so natural when you're not dealing with any kinds of other colors. So it's just a beautiful, gradient of colors and materials and inner workings, and I think they did a really great job. Yeah. So next we're going to move into doing our favorite brand. So we both picked one that we thought did a really, really good job, that we were excited about, they just overall did great. So my pick is Cartier because they just released a lot of great stuff. Also, we were really fortunate to be able to go hands-on with them. We were really thankful to get an appointment, and all the things they showed us were just
Yeah.
amazing. Between the mono pusher, chronograph, between the Santos, between the tanks, between even the high jewelry pieces, which is usually
Insane.
something a little, out of the watch wheelhouse for me, which is something I was really impressed with in the blend of watchmaking and jewelry that Cartier did. It was crazy when we were handling the pieces. They were moving around like hotcakes because everybody wanted to see every single one.
Exactly.
Because they were all so good.
Yeah, that's a great point. Actually, there wasn't even like when like you said, sometimes jewelry pieces come out, and us being like watch guys and jewelry isn't what we sell. Everybody still wanted to see the jewelry pieces because they're just so well done. They're just so well done and so well crafted. And one special mention I want to make: the Santos de Cartier Dual Time, which is a piece where again, something nobody was expecting, but such a great addition. They only came out with one variation, steel with a beautiful gray dial, dual time at 6 o'clock. Really cool piece. I think that's going to do super well for them, and it's just a nice, fun variation for the Santos line. And again, a nice piece to be entered into the collection. I think will be do well. Not something that people was out there jumping for, but a nice supplement to the collection. And that shows you that Cartier is really paying attention to the little holes or little needs of certain collectors out there, where hey, you could get something. It's not going to be a big line around the block for it, but it's going to look great no matter who wears it. So kudos to them, definitely. For my pick of the week definitely has to go to HYT. I'm a big HYT fan, for a very long time, and they have come out with the T1, and this is, if you're a fan of HYT, this is the HYT you've been waiting for decades now, right? Refine the whole case, refine the dial, refine how their watches look, basically, where you have the fluid element, or how they tell time, basically sunken into the dial. The case is a little bit more thinner as well. It hugs your wrist beautifully. We're gonna show some pictures here. So it just it looks like a whole different watch compared to other HYTs, and it really refines the concept, I think, of what HYT wanted to do. They conquered telling time with fluid, and now they're conquering the aesthetics of how to do that. And I think this will be an amazing platform to do a lot of crazy things with. I can't wait to see the different complications they're going to use. They're going to put into these watches. They're just great looking. My favorite has to be the rose gold blue dials, the awesome salmon dial as well. But they all look amazing, interchangeable straps as well. Really just well thought out from these design standpoint. And then when you flip it on the back, you see that amazing engineering that is HYT, because you forget what has to go into making fluid work with the watch, but still, very well finished movement. So everything from A to Z, really, really well done on the watch. And it's great to see a brand like that where a couple years ago, people weren't really sure what's the direction, are they going to be around? They came out swinging, and they really, to me, a big uppercut to the industry and showed them, hey, we're here, we're not playing, and we're here to take some names. So I'm very, very excited for them.
Yeah, it was really great to try those on and enjoy the wearability of them. The representatives that were there for HYT, you could see it written on their faces. They were so excited. They were so ready to provide customers probably what they had been asking for with these pieces that are a little smaller, but still keeping that same. They didn't make any sacrifices when it came to the technology and the beautiful movements that are inside. And I really appreciated their passion for that. So it was really great to see.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
So thank you so much for watching. This was our recap of some of our favorite watches and one of each of our favorite brands. So we're going to be coming out with a few more videos recapping everything from A to Z from Watches and Wonders.
Stay tuned.